Roscoe.
What's up, Joe?
I wanted to. I was doing some research on some things, and I thought it was interesting what I came across. But I came across this definition for the word whore, and it's a noun. The plural is whores, as in more than one. But what I thought was interesting, it says that the word whore is derogatory, and that the appropriate word to use is a prostitute. And so I looked up the word prostitute, and it says a person, in particular a woman, who engages in sexual activity for payment, a call girl, offer for sexual activity in exchange for payment. Although she was paid $15 to join a man at his table, she never prostituted herself. I just wanted to ask you, does it make sense that the word whore, which is synonymous with prostitute, is derogatory?
Yeah, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. Like, to me, whore and prostitute would be the equivalent of you calling your standard garbage man the garbage man instead of calling him the environmental services guy, or or something, the environmental services engineer, if you will. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, it would be that same thing. So yeah, whore is the more derogatory term when you could technically just call a prostitute. It sounds cleaner, to me. So yeah, just my take.
Ooh, funny. I guess when you put it like that, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
However, to me, it's splitting hairs. I'm not.
Tomato, I suppose, but
I just call a spade a spade.
Oh, titles mean something, bro. Titles mean something.
Titles mean something. Okay. I'll walk the line. However, I came across this video, and I want to do a reaction to it, and then I want to get your take on it. So, let's just check out this video, and then you tell me what you think when it's all over.
All right.
I don't feel comfortable with giving it away for free.
You shouldn't give it away for free. You ain't catering it for free. You ain't raising it for free. This thing costs. Massengill, soap, Vagisil. No, this thing costs. And you just gonna give it to somebody for free? It don't necessarily have to be monetary, but respect, dinner, open up the door, trips, movies, pay some rent. I don't know, change the oil. Hell, go give me a down payment on a car.
But nowadays, even if it's monetary, are you a prostitute?
No, that ain't no prostitute. That's you knowing your worth. Give me a down payment on a car. I need a new car. I need something. My rent need to be paid. I'd like to buy me a house. Can you put in on that? I don't know. Donate some better favors than a hard. No, that's all you got to offer. Every other man over here got that same thing. What makes yours so special that I got to give me up for free?
Okay, so I know you saw that debauchery as well as I did, but I have to ask you this question, bro. As a father, do you think you could ever have your daughter offer herself up for sexual favors, for money, trinkets, things, down payment on cars, homes, you name it? Do you think you could instill that type of mentality into your daughter? I know what you're gonna say, but I have to ask this question. I have to, after what we just saw.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go into Sith mode because I'm gonna think in the absolutes here, and that's an absolute no. There's no gray area for me in this. So no, I would not have my daughter even thinking like this at all. So
that's interesting. As we get ready to break down this video, what's your assessment of what she was saying to her daughter?
Well, first of all, I want to say it seems as if the daughter has a tiny bit more decency about her than even the mom did. Her questioning the fact, that is if this is prostitution or not. So there was that. But I think it's ridiculous for moms to preach this kind of mindset to their daughters. To me, this would be no different than I mean, what she's preaching is like just pimp hoe shit. It's the same thing. So yeah, no, it is prostitution what she is promoting. I think it's ridiculous. I think to have women have this sense of thinking that their sense of worth rather is connected to their vagina is crazy. There's so many more other things that a young lady can bring to the table besides that. So I just think that it's just dangerous, a dangerous thing to kind of promote to your young girl. I think that it also reminds me of just kind of a madam's mindset, if you will. Madams that work in brothels. That's what this kind of strikes me as. Some older lady trying to prep a young lady for the world of hoeing. So that's kind of what I see when I see this. So yeah, just dangerous mindset to kind of put out there. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because like the girl in the video, she literally says, but a lot of people view that as prostitution.
Right.
Then she goes on to say this thing costs. Then she goes on to say she's sleeping with all these other men. Well, all men have a penis, if you will. So instead of her sitting up here building this girl up with fire and stone and saying, educate yourself, get you your own career, and save yourself for a worthy man. Like, don't give yourself to some thug with his saggy pants walking down the street. Don't give yourself to some drug dealer who might get locked up and then you got to be taking trips miles away to put money on his books to visit him. Save yourself for a worthy man so you can give him something that you haven't given someone else. Because in the world of sex is mutualistic. I give, you give. You're not only getting vagina from a woman, she's getting penis. It's not like you're just getting vagina. But if you sit up here and you save yourself for a man that's worthwhile and worthy, instead of spreading yourself out to all these different people, being i.e. a derogatory word for prostitute,
Right.
that's the type of information she should be filling her daughter's head up with. But when I see this type of exchange, this is a rare video that got caught. I think these types of conversations are happening more and more. That's why we have the boom with these OnlyFans. All OnlyFans is digital prostitution, if you will. Putting yourself out there. Girl, get that money. In this world, and I'm not just saying that it's just for women that money is God. Men worship at the altar of the almighty dollar. That's why they call it the almighty dollar. The dollar is not almighty. Only God is. But they call it the almighty dollar nonetheless. And so when I see videos like this, it's very disheartening. All I can say is to young men, don't get caught up with this type of woman, because the relationship, if you can call it that, is really just transactional. There's nothing more to it. Don't get your feelings caught up. Don't even deal with it, because you don't even know what type of energy is lurking around the corner with a woman who would prostitute herself. She may be dealing with a whole bunch of other men. They may be obsessed over her. You just don't know, because like the mother said, get the money for a down payment on a house. You don't know what she's doing when she's prostituting herself out, what lies she's telling these other men, because with prostitution comes a life of dishonor, a life of deception, because you have to sell a fantasy, and we all know a fantasy is nothing more than a lie. And so with that being said, young ladies, please, if you have a horrible, wretched mother, that's giving you this type of information, don't listen. Educate yourself. Go build up your mind. Find you a true skill that will endure over time. Don't buy into this nonsense. You are more than your private parts. And the thing about it is, when you earn something, it's more fulfilling than when you just use your body as a tool, because all that does is gives you a bad reputation. And then as you get older and you really want to try to connect to someone, you can't. And here's the other part: everybody knows what you've been doing. People talk, people gossip, they spread the truth and lies about you. And you don't want to be the young lady with a bad reputation. And young men, just be on the lookout. When women start trying to have these transactional relationships, don't get emotionally attached. Walk away, wait them out. You don't want to deal with a woman like this, and you definitely don't want to fall in love with her. So to the young men and the young women, be on your P's and Q's, mind them both, and just strive to be more virtuous in your dealings with one another. And that way you can give your bodies to somebody who is worthy of it. You got anything to say as we depart, Roscoe?
Yeah, no, you said a mouthful, bro. All I could do is just add on to what you've said already. Yeah, we definitely don't want women accepting the young ladies accepting the advice of these older ladies who think like this. Because all I think about is how do you break the cycle of these young ladies thinking like this? And the only thing that comes to mind is to have older women who are actually speaking life into these young ladies. The dads, I think, the dads, if they're around, they can also add to that, and they will help in that, because we've already had a show about that already, and how dads are able to instill some virtues into their daughters. But yeah, I think just having the older ladies kind of be there around to who actually have wisdom and who are actually able to tell them about some other things other than, hey, use your punani as a tool to win these guys over. So that's all I gotta add, bro.
All right. Well, as always, we want to remind you all to subscribe to the Warheads.
Please do.
That being said, Warheads out.